The first time I'm using this. Oh, sorry?
Point at the computer. Point
Computer.
on the computer, not the screen.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, I didn't want this one. I want this. Okay. Oh, I gave it out. It's okay. You didn't see that. Welcome, and I hope you had a lovely week. As we all said, it's fall. If you have after this, you can go and in the nature and look at the different colors. I heard that Canada is the only country that has all these different colors. Even Australia doesn't have the different colors in, because we have friends in Australia. And then when they visited here, they said that it's amazing. We thought we have it all there, but here we have more colorful and different colors. Anyhow, welcome to our home. And I don't see any new people, but welcome to the ones that I know. And we heard about last week, we had a message about individuality and how unique we are in the society. And we saw different beautiful photos of the nature. And also, we happen to know that each one of us has its own fingerprints and cornea. So we are unique, but this society doesn't want us to be unique. The ones that have children, you know, your children want to follow the others, to be noted, to be accepted. Even us as adults in the workplace, we try to be like the ones that are more accepted, more favored, or you have seen in society, fashion, if like you dress differently, they don't want to hang out with you. I mean, you see that. Even your hairstyle, everything. You have experienced that this is the way they are controlling us, not us, our children, and the power they have on us. So God's creation, it's magnificent. We know each one of us, we have a gift, but they don't want us to flourish that. They want to just hold us down and kill that in us, that spirit that we have. So last week, while I was driving, as Eleanor says, I go do my stuff, shopping, or doing work or stuff, I was thinking about this teenager who influenced 4 kingdoms. 4 kingdoms. Yes, Daniel, a story of a teenage, 16 years old, that influenced 4 kingdoms. It's in the Old Testament, book of Daniel I'm talking about. And I was just fascinated with his conviction, with his stand, with his faith. In 605, Nebuchadnezzar attacked Judah, state of Judah, and captured them. And he took all of them to slavery. And among them was Daniel and his 3 other friends. So you imagine, this 16-year-old, away from home, captured, become a slave, away from home, family, scared, terrified, unknown future. He was from a prominent family. He was from royal family, Daniel. So he had a good life before that. So you imagine, he had to, obviously they chained him, he had to travel. It wasn't like they had buses or they had airplanes, or they had to travel, right, by foot. Obviously, they beat him, it was terrifying. It's terrible. I mean, I can't even imagine how he felt that time, or how was his word, or what was he thinking. When he enters the court, and because they were young, Nebuchadnezzar obviously wanted these young fellows to train them for his court, for his palace, to serve him and become guards for him. So what happens, he tells one of his governors, one of his authorities to get these young fellows and feed them. Feed them the palace food. And what was the palace food? The palace food was designed not only for them, like they would take them for the gods. So Daniel, in his heart, he knew this would harm him and his fellow friends. So he refused to eat that food. For me, when I read, please go read this, it's just few chapters in the Old Testament. He didn't right off the bat say, you know what, I'm not going to eat this. It's not good for me. No, he talked, he was wise. Obviously, he prayed before he even talked to the guy, to the general. He said, listen, I know this is your duty and we have to eat this food, but I can't do that. So that was his first stand. He refused to eat that food that knew is not good for his health, spirit. He said, give me 10 days. I will eat vegetable, water, and then test us. So he kind of wisely talks to this governor and says, listen, give me this. And obviously this guy says, okay, 10 days is nothing. I will give you this. So at the refusal to eat, Daniel 1:15, at the end of the 10 days, they looked healthier and better nourished than any other the young men who ate the royal food. Hallelujah. So that was the answer he got from his God. So he knew, even before that he knew. I know he knew, because he wouldn't take that stand if he didn't know, right? So that was his first test. Obviously, he was in the court for 3 years. He had to learn the language, Babylonian language, the culture, everything they taught. He had no problem. And he stood out there, and Nebuchadnezzar was very happy. After that, he heard the news. But before that, if Shiris could read the praise that he prayed to God. I don't have it here. Thank you. That's what he prayed.
Okay, so it's Daniel chapter 2, verses 20 to 23. Praise be to the name of God forever and ever. Wisdom and power are his. He changes times and seasons. He sets up kings and deposes them. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to the discerning. He reveals deep and hidden things. He knows what lies in the darkness, and light dwells with him. I thank and praise you, O God of my fathers. You have given me wisdom and power. You have made known to me what we asked of you. You have made known to us the dream of the king.
Thank you, Sharice. This was the... Huh?
Because sometimes you turn.
Oh.
You can turn this mic also.
So...
You can use both mics.
Yeah. So what happened is he heard that Nebuchadnezzar had a dream. And he brought all his wizards, his witches, or I don't know, whoever had, the magicians, the wise men. And he told them, you tell me the dream and interpret it. They couldn't do it. They didn't know. I mean, they didn't know what to do. They told him other stuff, and he knew they're lying because he knew his dream, right? So that prayer happened when Daniel found out that Nebuchadnezzar has told them to be persecuted, to kill everyone, all these magicians, all in the court. When Daniel hears that, that's the prayer he prays. And then he goes to the court, he goes to Nebuchadnezzar and says, I will tell you what you dreamt, and I interpret it for you. That's Daniel manifests the divine wisdom, interprets the impossible. Because he tells him, nobody else knew the dream. He just knew, right? The king. That's why he wanted to kill the other ones. He knew they are lying. So he listens to him. Daniel 2:27-30. Daniel replied, no wise men, enchanters, magicians, or diviner can explain to the king the mystery he has asked about. But there is a God in heaven who reveals mysteries. He has shown King Nebuchadnezzar what will happen in days to come. Your dream and your visions that passes through your mind as you were lying in bed are these. As your majesty was lying there, your mind turned to things to come, and the revealer of the mysteries showed you what is going to happen. As for me, this mystery has been revealed to me, not because I am greater wisdom than anyone else alive, but so that your majesty may know the interpretation and that you may understand what went through your mind. Praise the Lord. See, he's so humble. He doesn't say me. He says, my God. He gave me that wisdom that I could do that. So he becomes favor to Nebuchadnezzar and also promoted, obviously promoted. And what happens after that? He praised the Lord. Well, at those days, they were polytheists. They worship more gods. So he felt, we don't want to go into that story. I just want to focus on Daniel now. So what happens after him, the other king, which was Darius? He loved Daniel as well. He saw how he served. He saw how genuine he is. He saw how faithful he is. But there were people who were jealous of him in the court. So they wanted to become favor. So they said, you know what? Let's see if this time he's gonna come out of this test or not. So what they do is they come across a truth that says that if no one bows to our King Darius, he would be persecuted and put to death. So when Daniel hears that, and he doesn't panic, obviously he has fear, but he can manage his fear. He could manage the stress. He could manage his panicism. I think he goes and prays again to his God. He asks for more wisdom and peace that he's going to face this final trial that they put. So whoever doesn't bow down to Darius, he will put into the lion's den for death. Put them, and they were hungry. Obviously, they were hungry. So that's what they did to people who did that. What he does, every morning, he goes 3 times a day and prays to his God. Very proud. He takes another stand to what he believes for his God. And really, Darius didn't want to throw him in the den, but he had to because he signed that contract. decree. Daniel 6:13. Then they said to the king, Daniel, who is one of the exiles from Judah, pays no attention to you, your majesty, or to the decree you put in writing. He still prays 3 times a day. Daniel 6:16. So the king gave the order, and they brought Daniel and threw him into the lion's den. 6:20-22. When he came near the den, he called to Daniel in an anguished voice, Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, be able to rescue you from the lions? Daniel answered, may the king live forever. My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me, because I was found innocent in his sight, nor have I ever done any wrong before you, your majesty. That was his final test, that he knew either he comes out alive or not. That's my final conclusion of that test. Daniel what made Daniel Daniel? He had a relationship, have a close relationship with God. Allow God to be active in the daily life. Faith is to be untouchable. And follow him. Let's love him and follow him in good time as well as bad times, in presence of miracles or absence of them, whether we feel blessed or not. I'm sure there were people, lots of people persecuted those days, and they burned to death. And Daniel was a person who, the miracle happened or not, he had that conviction. He had that faith. So faith is not based on, okay, I have a miracle, I praise you, I worship you. That wasn't his a 16-year-old. Had the conviction because of having the close relationship daily with his God, with his Creator. Thank you for listening.